Imagine you were a criminal. How far would you go when you rob a store? Would you kill someone? Would you team up with someone able to kill? Would you try to protect innocent bystanders? Well, whatever you do, you need to keep one thing in mind. There's always someone who is willing to go a step further than you. If you want to find out what this means in the context of the movie The Price We Pay, then stay with me for this short review video. Cody is a career criminal, but he is someone with a code, a professional who would never use violence if it is not needed, and he would never kill an innocent person if he can prevent it. This is why Cody is less than happy when he throws in with Alex and his brother to knock over a pawn shop. Because Alex is a little bit trigger happy and seems overall to be a sociopath and pretty much kills everyone in the store that is just looking weird at him. Something that not only pisses off Cody, but also escalates the situation, resulting in Alex's brother being shot and heavily wounded. The unexpected shooting also led to the getaway driver to just leave them there hanging out dry, which makes them look for car keys inside the pawn shop to commandeer another vehicle. This is when they find Grace hiding behind a door in the office. A woman who just minutes before was sexually harassed by the pawnshop owner, whom she owed money and who wanted to get a different payment. While the robbery got Grace out of that pig's filthy hands, she now finds herself in the grip of the criminals, who have taken her hostage due to the fact that Grace owns a car and they need a driver. As they cannot bring Alex's brother to a hospital, because every gun wound will be reported to the police, they think instead that it is a good idea to go to the secluded ranch, which entrance they just passed. There they figure they can take care of the wound and generally regroup. Of course, shortly before they reach the ranch, their car breaks down. But at least they feel they made the right choice, because arriving at the ranch, everything looks kinda promising. They only find a young boy there who seems to be alone. And there are also multiple empty houses, because those are usually used by farmhands for whatever time they are needed. Currently they are all empty, so they ask the boy if they can stay there until the car service is coming. Since Cody was negotiating, he tried to do it without a weapon, so it took him a while, but he could convince the boy to just let them stay. He was a little bit surprised though that the boy was so hesitant at first. And while Cody and Grace take care of the wounded brother, Alex is curious and sneaking around on the ranch, and pretty soon finds out why the boy was so hesitant. Because there's something happening on this ranch that the owners want to keep secret. Still feeling superior, Alex, our sociopathic friend, will soon learn that no matter how prone to violence you are, and no matter how far you are willing to go, there's always someone who is willing to go even further. Ryûhei Kitamura's new movie is not reinventing the wheel, but is solid entertainment. Of course, the story is not new and it's pretty predictable, but on the other hand, you have a lot of solid special effects, so that splatterhounds will be satisfied with this one. Some of the effects though seem to be a little bit on the cheap side this time. For instance, I was remembering one head exploding that looked like a computer animation, and then it cuts to a very cheap looking stump from which some blood is pumped out. And there were some other moments where you thought, okay, here the chance to do a really big splatter effect would present itself, but then they just half-assed it. Which I guess is really a budgetary issue. Though we have some prominent names in the cast, the acting I would say is also not stellar. But this may be because the whole movie has a little bit of a trashy B-movie kind of vibe. So either the acting was matching that on purpose or just felt this way because of the feeling that the movie gave us. With that being said, let's get into the rating. But before we do, let me ask you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. Like I said, the movie is pretty much a by-the-number horror movie. It is quite bloody and the effects are mostly quite drastic, but some could have gone a little bit further even. The whole movie looks a little bit trashy. Like I said, it has a B-movie vibe, which is something you can see in most of Kitamura's movies. This sometimes works into his advantage, like for the movie No One Lives, which was a great movie, even though there is no figure you can identify with in that one, yet still it worked. In another movie of his, Downrange, it kinda worked, and it was a movie that at least was a little bit over average, while with this movie it is just satisfying on a mediocre level. And I guess you can see where I'm headed with my rating. I'm scoring this one with 5 out of 10 points, because it's an average movie that you can watch and you wouldn't feel bad afterwards for doing so, but it's also a movie that you don't have to watch. If you have nothing better to watch, then go for it, otherwise maybe watch something else. As there apparently is a downwards trend in his movies, from the well-done movie No One Lives, over the acceptable Downrange, to the mediocre The Price We Pay, I'm wondering how good or bad the movie The Doorman will turn out. It's already out on Blu-ray, but I haven't seen it, and with Ruby Rose and Jean Reno in the leads, it might be a good one, but as you know yourself from many other films, a good cast alone doesn't make a great movie. So have you seen this movie? And are you happy with a movie that is just entertaining you with some nice splatter effects, or do you need more than that? Do you know a splatter movie that was great even though the acting was weak and the screenplay predictable? Then let me know in the comments. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching!